Okay, let's talk about food chains. Food. All living things need food, right? If you don't eat, then you're not going to survive. Well, all food chains have to begin somewhere. So this first step of all food chains, even though it may not say it is, the sun. Okay, the sun. All food chains begin with the sun. Because what do living things need? Sunlight. When you plant flowers or you plant a tomato garden or vegetables, fruit, lettuce, any kind of herbs, don't you usually, you need sunlight, right? If you don't have sunlight, your plants die. So you have to, all the food chains start with the sun because the sun provides energy for the plants. We talked about how the plants use photosynthesis to turn the sunlight into food for itself. We talked about that last week, I believe, the week before. So now after the sun, it always goes to some kind of a plant. It can be grasses, it could be some kind of plant with leaves, something. Here's my little flower. But after the sun, it's always some kind of a plant, okay? That plant is called a producer because it produces food for itself. This grass produces food for itself. This flower produces food for itself. It takes that sunlight and through photosynthesis, it changes the sunlight into energy. We talked about that before. So all plants are producers because they can produce their own food through the sunlight. So it's always sun and then some kind of a plant. Now after the plant, it always goes to something that eats the plant. So there's lots of different things you can go. You could do a grasshopper. A grasshopper eats a plant. You could do a cow. A cow eats grass, right? You could do a horse. Horse eats grass and grains. Any kind of insect or animal that eats grass or other plants. So let's just say, and that will be a consumer. Okay, and I could draw a little grasshopper. I'm not very good. 1, 2, 3, and they hop. So they have long legs, antennas. Okay, there's my grasshopper. It's not very good. So this grasshopper eats the grass. It eats it or it consumes. It consumes. To eat something means to consume. Right now I'm drinking my coffee or I'm consuming my coffee. This morning I ate a boiled egg for breakfast or I consumed my boiled egg. So the grasshopper is a consumer because it consumes or eats the grass. And the grass is a producer because it makes its own food. Okay, so go from the sun to the grass, which is a producer. What eats the grass? This consumer, a grasshopper. Well, sorry. My arrows are wrong. No, it's right. So this eaten by the grasshopper. Now something has to eat the grasshopper. What eats the grasshopper? Well, different things could eat a grasshopper. Let's say, I don't know, a bird. I'm not very good. There's my beak. Okay. Again, I'm not that great of an artist. So let's say a bird eats the grasshopper. This bird is also a consumer. okay? So, after the sun, we always have a producer. Everything after the producer are all consumers. Now I can have something eat the bird, and I can have something else eat that, okay? So consumer, consumer, producer. I could do another food chain. I'm still gonna keep my grass. The grass could be consumed by a, oh my goodness, let's see if I can, it doesn't have to be perfect. Can you tell what that is? It's supposed to be a zebra. This zebra is a consumer because this zebra consumes that grass, which is a producer. And then what could consume this zebra? What could eat a zebra out in Africa? A lion. Ooh, he's hungry. Okay, well that lion, he's also a consumer. Because the lion consumes the zebra consumes the grass, and the grass is a producer. So when we're talking about a food chain, it's the order of which things survive. So let's say there's a drought and there's no grass. All the grass dies out. Can the zebra eat? Well, if all the food is taken away from the zebra doesn't have anything to eat. What happens to the zebras? Well, they die. And if the lions eat the zebras, but there's no more zebras, what happens to the lions? Well, they're gone too. So the really important thing to know is that when you have a food chain, these living things are dependent on each other for survival. So if you take away one link in that chain, it breaks, and living things in that ecosystem will begin to die. So the important things to know are producers are the plants. Everything after the plant in the food chain are the consumers because they eat something, and that they're each dependent on each other. Okay? All right.